Good evening, Athea. This is Rick, and let me start out first of all just apologizing. I called you Tina, and that was because I listened to a voicemail from my wife, Denise, and I thought that she was saying Tina, not Athena. And so I know she doesn't talk with a lisp, but I know I wear hearing aids, so I will take the fall on that, and I apologize. Okay, so let's look at your property here on South Ridge in Valrico. Very nice property. Everything comes out fairly good and clean on this. Neighborhood looks great. Um, Let me go right to your question about value, and then of course there's always some disclaimers. So if you have done Zestimates, you'll know that they publish on their own that they're plus or minus 20% off. That's their disclaimer. Um, the real estate agent site, we have a little bit better accuracy, but if we're not accurate, it tells us right here by the number of stars. So if I have 2 stars, then I know not to put very much confidence in the number. And on this property, we have a confidence level of 5. So let me discuss now the range, 234 to 286. We still talk about a big range. Well, this is easy to explain as this number here is the mid-range, and it is based on comps. And so we can safely say that comps come in at $260,000, but then what we need to do is make adjustments up or adjustments down from this number based on a host of things. But some of the main things, like for example, Denise said that you have a roof that was replaced in 2018 or just recently. So that would give this number additional value. Then what we have to do is we have to say, well, wait a minute, what's the age of the house? Well, the age of the house doesn't matter unless it's dated. So let's say that we gave $8,000 or $6,000, whatever the computed number turns out for roof. But let's say that the kitchen is the original kitchen and it's dated. Then we're going to have to take away from that. And so that's the numbers game that a real estate agent has to play to come up with a recommended list price. What I would say is that the numbers in the neighborhood and my 50,000 foot level, the numbers have come in pretty tight at this number, plus or minus. So I don't know what that final number would be, but I wanted to give you this as a number that you could figure that it's plus or minus that number. Plus because it's a newer roof and because it's been painted and it shows well in the neighborhood, so your exterior is all a plus. And then we'll get in there and you can tell me about the interior. I'm not going to go over this whole report for you. It's a lot of pages. If you like data, we can load you down with data. If you like the bottom line, well, we gave you the bottom line. But this has a lot of data and information that is all helpful to you. Now, let's talk about the market for a moment. And I'm going to send you that as well. If we go up here to, let's find that. I know I've got that market somewhere. I just pulled it up. Here it is. Okay. If we go to your zip code, 33594 Valrico, let's take a quick look at a few things here. First of all, we see that in February, the number of closings was flat compared to the 5-year average. So we know that we've got a little bit of a dip. We also know that we have more new pendings. So what that tells us really is this, is that if I come over here to this number month supply, this is moving up in the direction, has been moving down in this direction here of a tight inventory. Now, if I were all the way over here, it's still a tight inventory because this is a seller's market. So in a seller's market, you're going to always have tight inventory. Active listings have increased a little bit. So let's again look and see what's going on in the marketplace with pricing. So let's look at the February over the last 5 years. We've been dipping since 2017. In February 2018, we dipped a little bit. 2019 is up, and just about, not quite, but almost caught up with 150 total in 2017, 130 total, and we're down to 124 last year. So those indicators are good. We'll look at the chart if I haven't put you to sleep yet. And here is one of the things that I'm going to talk about, as although it looks like a negative, I'm going to say that it's sort of a positive, and here's why. Market activity has been dipping since October, so the market has slowed up considerably. The good news is on that is that we didn't see a lot of price erosion. So generally, if you see, the old axiom, if it's a buyer's market, then prices drop. If it's a seller's market, price goes up. The price has been somewhat stable. We did have just a little bit of a drop. I wouldn't say that it's very much. It is up over last year, December of last year. It is up 19% over January of 2018. In February, we're up again. So here's the bottom line of what I like about what I'm seeing in zip code 33594, and by default, your home and neighborhood is that although sales have dipped out, and although we saw a little bit of inventory creep, we have not seen a weakening of prices. I can't say that's been true for every zip code in Hillsborough County. I have a listing in South Tampa, zip code 33511, and I had to take it off the market because the price was just getting killed. Supply was going up, demand was dropping, price was getting gouged down. So we took that house off the market, and we're going back in May because we've seen some great increases over January and February. I should say great, moderate increases in January and February. Once we get a look at the March numbers, which are not out yet, and probably look at the April numbers in May, we're going to fire that 33511 zip code back up again because we should be fully recovered. That's not the case here for 33594. We didn't have a dip. We only had a slight drop off. And as we saw earlier when we looked at the dashboard up here, we saw active pendings coming way up. So the market is still hot. Pricing is protected. I really like all the numbers that I see here. And we just need to narrow down a little bit more about the value of your home after we sort of figure out whether we've got to do pluses or minuses on the on particularly the kitchen and the master bathrooms. That's what we care about the most. All right, I hope that helps you. I hope I didn't bore you, and I am more than glad to answer any questions, and I'm more than glad to meet with you and go over these. I will send you these reports, by the way. It may be tonight, may not be tonight, because I've got to sort of put this video together for you and get that out tonight. All right, be blessed, and thank you for this opportunity to meet you both as Athena and as Tina. Good night.